Welcome back. This is Lecture 2, Part 2. And in this lecture, we will focus on Japan's role in international relations. This is just a simple introduction. This is not going into a lot of detail. But since Japan's kind of modernization in the late 19th century, Japan has been a significant player in international relations, having gone through various stages of development and has played different roles. So, looking back to the late 19th and early 20th century, following the Meiji Restoration in 1868, Japan rapidly industrialized and modernized, transforming from a feudal society to a major world power. So, if we look at the Iwakura missions, where delegations from Japan, some of Japan's leaders, to different nations, both mainly in the West, America or North America, and then also Europe, and getting ideas on all different parts of society. So, in business and also government and finance, and these ideas Japan brought back and developed very rapidly. So Japan's victories in the first Sino-Japanese War, which was 1894 to 1895, and then also the Russo-Japanese War, 1904 to 1905, demonstrated how strong Japan had become, and also started challenging these ideas of a Eurocentric order, or that idea of Western dominance. However, Japan's colonial and expansionist policies eventually culminated or ended up playing a big part in its role in World War II, and also led to its kind of marginalization, or being looked down upon by the global community. And then after World War II, Japan was occupied by the Allied powers and underwent a process of demilitarization and democratization. So this is where the new constitution was adopted, and particularly Article 9, which renounces war and marked the country's commitment to a peaceful international cooperation. We'll come back to this idea again and again, because Japan plays a has a very, very unique position, being the only country to have suffered and been attacked by nuclear weapons. And they have a very, very strong international voice and platform for promoting peace. During the Cold War, Japan aligned with the United States and Western countries, and became a vital player in the kind of capitalist bloc, as opposed to a communist or socialist bloc. Japan has been seen as a model for economic development, rising up after total devastation in World War II, and becoming the world's second largest economy by the 1980s. Also, Japan became a member of the United Nations in 1956, and has since contributed significantly to various international organizations. Despite its non-nuclear principles, Japan is a part of the Treaty on Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons, and actively promotes nuclear disarmament and non-proliferation. So again, because of their unique position as being the only country to suffer nuclear attack, they have a very strong voice in promoting peace. In recent decades, Japan has been an active participant in global economic institutions like the G7, also G20, and also a major player in the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund. Both of those, again, coming out of World War II. Japan is the leading contributor to the United Nations regular budget, and additionally, Japan has increasingly participated in UN peacekeeping missions. And we'll talk about some more of these in future sessions. So Japan's economic power has somewhat waned due to the long-term economic stagnation and the rise of China. But still, Japan continues to be a significant player in global trade and economic affairs. Japan has taken the lead in promoting free trade, including the signing of the Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership. That's the CPTPP, after U.S.'s withdrawal. So again, we'll talk more about this treaty, this partnership, in the future. In the face of the rising military and economic power of China, Japan has begun reinterpreting its post-World War II pacifist constitution to allow for more assertive role in regional security. So there's even been talk about changing or renouncing Article 9 or changing Article 9. So this has been a point of contention or conflict both in Japan but also internationally. Also, Japan has been active in addressing global issues like climate change, being a signatory to the Paris Agreement, and also taking steps to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. This has been a big part of the government policy. Japan has pledged to become carbon neutral by 2050. So we'll talk more about that in future sessions as well. So in the context of international relations theory, Japan often balances elements of realism. So that's one of the theories we've been talking about. So, for example, maintaining its national interest, strengthening its self-defense force, maintaining its alliance with the U.S., but balancing that with liberalism, so commitment to international institutions, and also emphasizing international law and order, and also economic interdependence, so depending on each other. So in summary, Japan's role in international relations has been that of a peace-promoting, economically powerful nation with an increasing interest in asserting itself in security matters. So despite the challenges, Japan remains a key player in global affairs due to its economic strength and diplomatic influence, and also its commitment to international cooperation. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you in class.